Kerrigan, Mahan! Y en la show de Power Time Force, mi serie favorita, por lo menos mi season favorito, Deborah Flores.
Oh, I'm like, wait, that's me. Don't get confused now.
The morphing grid exploded.
Take a seat. First of all, welcome to Puerto Rico. This is your first time?
Yes, yes, yes.
First time to Puerto Rico.
Oh, so special, so wonderful.
Man, is it hot and humid out there or what?
Do you like the weather, the food so far?
Oh, the food, the weather, it's been great.
It's its own world, guys. I'll tell you. And what are those little cricket things you got? Zika
Yeah,
or Zika or Yika?
It's called a coquille.
Cocaine.
Yeah.
Cocaine. Cocaine.
Let you sleep? Not at all?
Huh?
The coquille let you sleep?
Cookie? Oh, yeah. No problem in my room, Cookie.
No, so that's that, is that little frog?
Yeah.
He's so cute, I love the way he sounds. I made him a boy. He's cute.
One of the unique things about Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You guys,
I love it.
move on down back there. Move on down. Yeah.
Let's get it tight.
These are the jokes.
Oh, I love, I see a lot of Power Rangers in the house. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't see any villains. You're outnumbered, watch out.
Actually, there was one a few years ago when we started dressing as a Power Rangers.
Oh.
And one dressed up as Goldar.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow, I see.
The only one I know that has the full-on outfit is Daniel Simpson, who's in my videos. Have you guys seen any of the Goldar on these?
Yeah.
Did you see Goldar for president?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come and get a T-shirt because I'm serious about those platforms, man. I just voted last week by mail. I wrote myself in. I did. I wrote it in. It's on film. I did it.
Ridiculous. I love it.
Yeah.
Alright. So let's start a few questions and we're gonna have with the public. So the first time, this question for both of you, the first time that you were called to work in a project called Power Rangers, what were your thoughts? First you, because at the moment it was not famous, right?
Who wasn't famous? No, but I made it famous.
Yeah.
No.
Of course.
Well,
It was very different. My story is very different than Deborah's, so I'll be short and sweet. We were an ensemble company of actors that had done, you guys, I don't know how old, some of you might be old enough to remember an anime series in the mid-'80s called Robotech.
yeah, classic.
And that was kind of my start in all this. Robotech kind of was, brought back anime. There hadn't been much anime for many, many years. I think maybe a couple prior, but basically Speed Racer was the last one, and then Robotech really took everything by storm. So I played Private Sean Phillips in that, and a lot of my cronies, Tony Oliver played Rick Hunter, who was the lead, and Tony switched sides down the line with Saban. He wound up on the producing end of things. Which, we were fine with. He put on a producer's hat. And so when we started this thing, Tony pretty much called up the people he wanted. I mean, everybody in the original, except for the Power Rangers themselves. There were huge auditions, as Deborah will tell you, even down 10 years down the line. The auditions were like right out of, the talent shows. They're standing in line like this, right?
American Idol.
Yeah, American Idol style and voice and all that. But anyway, so Michael Sorich and Dave Mello and whoever else, what else? Axelrod was actually played Finster, as I'm sure you all know originally. But Tony just kind of pointed and said, I want you all to do this one, you do that one, and you do the other one. And he said to me, Kerrigan, you do this gold guy. He doesn't have much of a part. So just, throw some gravelly, nasty voice on him. And I said, okay, and he didn't have much of a part for 16 episodes, you know. I was like, you know, and then all of a sudden Tony calls me up and says, 16 episodes in, he said, hey, we really screwed up. Goldar is huge. I said, I don't know what to do with this voice. He said, well, you better figure it out. And that's why people say to me, you know, well, the voice seemed kind of different, like in the first, you know, in the first or the first season. And it really wasn't the first season. It was the first 16 episodes that I was just kind of.
It was a higher pitch.
Well, it was higher pitched because it was squeezed, it was pinched, which is a voice I couldn't sustain at all. So I went down into my basement and spent about 2 hours finding, you know, basically I put a lot of air into the voice and it kind of rolls over the vocal cords, and I found it. And it was a much bigger voice when I figured it out, and that was it. I mean, when I recorded, I wanted what we call our monitors. If you're singing rock and roll, you have monitors on stage. Well, in our cases, we have headsets. So I wanted them really hot, really as loud as possible, so I could know exactly where my placement was. Like right now when I do the voice, I've done it for so many years that I kind of know where to place it. But if I was actually going to go in and start recording for 5, 6, like even when I record the Goldar Meets, you know, I turn my own headsets up so my placement's good. You know, recording that Goldar for President was no picnic. I mean, that was a lot of dialogue, and I was like, oh, am I really going to do this? Yes. Yes. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That was my gig. I could record him for about 45 minutes comfortably, and that kind of was my rule. If I had more work to do, we'd come back and do the rest of it in the next day. But I could leave after 45 minutes and still go do promos or trailers or another animation voice or whatever. And so that was my story as to how Goldar came down the pike. She's another generation, and you know, I mean, you know, I'm the old guy, she's the kid, so it's all yours.
Thank you.
So Deborah, designing on your time, Power Ranger was something, and it's still something big, a big franchise. So what was to feel when you knew that you were going to be part of this big project?
Oh, well,
yeah, Power Ranger.
Well, of course, I already knew what Power Rangers
Everybody
was.
knows.
Yeah,
Everyone
we paved the way for her,
He
okay?
did.
Okay.
It's
Like,
just,
okay,
Mike
yeah.
and Morphin,
Yeah.
I gotta give them props because they did pave the way for it to be still going on today. I mean,
Yeah.
let's give them some love and, you know, amazing stuff. So of course I knew about Power Rangers. And then it was like, you know, I was older. I wasn't, you know, I was like, what, I was older. I wasn't really into Power Rangers, but I knew what it was. It was
Well,
very
how
popular.
old were you? Let's go ahead.
We're not gonna go with
We
that.
were. That's where we were going.
Thanks to the internet, I think we can all figure that one out. However.
You kind of walked that back, that new term they use now, right?
So anyways. So I know, well, I am from the future, so I haven't been born yet, technically.
Nice save.
So, okay, so now back to when I had the audition opportunity. I had just gotten into the business. I'm the type of actor that I was an extra. Like, I wasn't an actor. I just was, you know, oh, I would love to do this acting stuff, but can I? So let me start with doing extra work and just kind of like, you know, background. I was intimidated. I didn't know if I could do this. And the next thing you know, opportunities came to get headshots and auditions, and I started pursuing, and you know, I did little things here and there, but I wasn't confident enough to be like on a TV show. So, you know, I would do like little commercials or a one-liner, and I was fine with that. I was good, you know, I can pay some bills, and that's all I cared about. I love the craft, but I wasn't confident enough to actually be like on a TV show. So, with that said, my agent, because I had like a commercial agent, and I was like, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that. And then they called and they're like, our theatrical agent was wondering if you would go on an audition for Power Rangers. Like, do you think you're ready to do something like that? And I was like, no. And that was for Lightspeed Rescue, actually. That was for the season before Time Force. So I was like, no. So I'm like, I'll stick with the commercials. I'm good with that. I'll do background. I'm good. So as time went on, I started getting a little bit more confident and realizing that in order to grow in anything in life, we just gotta face our fears, we gotta press through. Life is a process, let's all figure it out. When you wanna go get something, you gotta go through some uncomfortable moments, and I had to like face my fear and go for it. And so the next year, the opportunity came to audition for Power Rangers again. And now keep in mind, they did not tell me that it was for an actual Power Ranger. I just thought it was like, you know, guest star, just to be on the show, okay, cool. So, I get the audition, and it was the cute little script, like the little sides, they call them. And I read it, and it sounded so much like me. Like, it was a fun, excited, bubbly, I'm very animated, as most of you know. Whatever. I caught him, like, recording a conversation, and I'm like, are you filming me? He's like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I paint pictures, I'm sorry. So anyway, so, what was I saying? I digress a lot. What was it?
The script.
The script, yes, it was totally Katie, but I was Katie. And I'm reading this, and it was so cute. It was just this excited, bubbly character that was like, oh, you guys, oh my gosh, can you believe it? We're gonna go to the future. Can you believe it? Oh my God, it's gonna be so cool. There's gonna be this, there's gonna be that. And then it stops, and it's like, the other character was like, well, aren't you kind of scared? And I'm like, scared? Why would I be scared? I mean, come on, we're just going into a place that we've never been. And, you know, there's probably monsters and probably weird things that we've never seen. And, well, now I'm scared. It was like one of those, like, cute little bubbly, like, and I just was like, I could do this. This is cool. So I literally channeled myself, went to the audition, and wore camo pants, army pants, a tight black shirt, stop. And I decided to put like these contacts on just because it did say future. So I'm thinking, what would people from the future look like? I don't know. Well, let me just do something that stands out. You know, it's nothing crazy, but you know, it's different. So I did. I put these gray contacts on just to make it look exotic and different. And no, it didn't mention anything about this girl being like superhuman and like not human or whatever. So, but I just felt like, let me give them a vision of what I think this character would look like. Hair was big and curly, and I go to the audition, and it was, you know, not intimidating at all, because there was not a lot of people there. It was just, I went to the studio, where you see like the rubber monster villain people, like the props were like hanging everywhere, and it was kind of like, wow, this is like the Power Rangers studio. This is pretty serious. And every once in a while you'd see like a stuntman walking by wearing a costume. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is real. Okay, mad respect. So we go into another room where the casting area was, and the sweetest woman, Iris, she's lovely, just a glow. I'll never forget it. She opens the door and she has me come in, and it's just me and her and the camera, and it was just, I felt so comfortable, and that's a key, just the comfort, just being comfortable. And she read the sides with me, and I was being myself, and she was, thank you, we'll be seeing you again. And she said it with confidence, and I'm like, thank you. So I left, and then I never heard back. So I was like, okay, thanks for stroking my ego for nothing, hey. So a month later, I get a call from my agent, you have an audition for Power Rangers. I'm like, again, okay. Did they forget? Okay, cool. So I read the sides, it was the same script, and I'm like thinking, all right, maybe they just didn't cast that character. I didn't know, again, it was for Power Rangers, a Power Ranger. I thought it was just a skit from some scene. And I did it just the same way, I dressed the same way. I didn't see a lot of competition. It was very organized, and it was her again, and this time there were Koichi, the director, was in the room, Scott Page was in the room, a couple of other people were sitting, and I'm thinking, okay, this is probably like